So this week we're going to begin studying the concepts of work and energy conservation, the work energy theorem, and some other aspects of energy conservation that are pretty common to physics. And we're going to do that by completing what's called a WebQuest. Now, WebQuest is going to be basically an online learning platform that's created that will give you various examples of videos, simulations, problem sets, formative assessments that you can work through. And as you work through those, you'll be able to, learn and teach yourself, be able to explore on your own any ideas that you might find interesting by going outside the WebQuest, if you wish to try and get some more information on particular topics. And one of the most common ways that we often study conservation of energy in physics is by the use of a roller coaster. We use obviously a frictionless roller coaster, although we could put friction in there. It would just make the calculations a little more tedious. By looking at roller coasters, we get a good idea of the amount of energy involved and how that energy is translated from potential energy to kinetic energy, right? And then there's a couple of obvious places where you'll be able to see how forces are involved and be able to calculate the forces involved so that riders don't experience too great a force that might be detrimental to their health or hazardous. And so initially, right, there's a certain amount of work required to take the roller coaster up to the top of that first big hill that everybody sees, everybody gets scared of. And then once we get up to that point, we've supplied work to lift up the roller coaster that high. Then as the roller coaster transitions throughout the rest of the ride, that potential energy is converted into kinetic energy as the roller coaster falls back toward the earth or toward the level it came from. And we can go over hills or around loops, through turns, etc., and still have all that same amount of energy in theory that we started with. Now, obviously, in a real situation, we're going to lose a little bit of energy because regardless of how much we try, right, we can't create a completely frictionless environment. But what we'll be able to do then is you'll be able to lead yourself through here. And then as you can see above, part of our task is going to be, you're going to be assigned a group to be a design team, and you're going to try and design a roller coaster for submission to Six Flags after you've studied and looked at the energy constraints as well as the forces involved, so that hopefully you can make a safe ride. And you'll see that there's various different formats by which you can submit your proposal, whether it be just like a regular lab report or a scientific report of research, or a presentation using Prezi or PowerPoint or any other method that you want. Or you can, diagram your particular roller coaster out on the board and explain it on a video that you post, and then submit any of those three options or any other options your group might have that you want to have. You can, discuss, and we'll be open to making sure that you get a format that you're comfortable with. So I hope you enjoy this webcast. It should take about a week. And then we will review and solidify any concepts we need to before we move on.